Hopefully get some people in here that want to chat about some stuff, sports news related. Hope everyone's having a good week. Give it a minute, get some people in here. If you build it, they will come. So I guess we'll start today's program off with a banned transgender NCAA athlete, Sadie Schreiner, destroying young women to steal championships from girls. This woke bullshit gotta go. It's gotta go.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, you guys are not going to believe what we're talking about here in this video, guys. Order that keeps women's sports for actual women. The American NCAA, they got banned from competition. They are not participating in competition. However, I believe they're actually still practicing. I mean, still female males. Athletes from before the NCAA folks. I believe this is even worse than Sadie Schreiner competing against women at the NCAA level, folks. Because guess what? Sadie Schreiner now is stealing championships from children.
Nice.
Yes, folks, this is a new low right here. He said, I can't compete now against the females. Let me go ahead and compete against children.
Nice.
Little girls, teenagers. And newsflash.
Fucking weirdo.
He won. Shocker, right? An absolute shocker, right?
Fucking douchebag.
He won. He beat up on children. Do you have no shame? Apparently not. Let's go and get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, support us by becoming a channel member here on YouTube.
This one pissed me the fuck
Click that
off.
join button. Just start to $5 per month. You get access to the
Big
live
time.
stream we have every single Friday. We appreciate the support. So here we go. Right here, guys. College-age transgender athlete wins track events against teenagers. Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, man, Sadie Schreiner is 21 years old.
21 competing against
And
teenagers.
this dude
And a
is
dude.
beating up on like 14-year-olds. 14-year-old girls. Whereas he actually has a full man body.
Yuck.
Wow. Let's read some of this, guys. It says a 21-year-old transgender track and field athlete named Sadie Schreiner won 2 USA Track and Field Open Masters Championships on Saturday. One was by forfeit, and one was against teenage competition.
Disgusting. Racing against teenagers because they won't let her compete. Won't let him compete in college women's sports. But they'll let him compete against high school teenagers. Fucking idiots. Deplorables.
Schreiner was scheduled to race against 17-year-old Anna Vidolova and 16-year-old Amaris Hayat. In the 400-meter dash, the event was held in New York. However, both of these girls courageously decided to not race against a transgender athlete, and they forfeited the race. Schreiner didn't stop there. Schreiner also raced 200-meter dash, winning first place over 4 teenagers.
Nice.
Astonishing.
Disgusting.
Look at this, guys. The runners up, 14 years old, 16 years old, 15 years old, and 18 years old. All females. This is crazy, man.
Crazy.
This is crazy. This is exactly why President Trump's executive order needed to happen. This is exactly what the Democrats wanted, man. They wanted men identifying as women to destroy women's sports. And guess what happened? Now you have a grown man identifying as a woman destroying children in their own sports. How did New York even allow this to happen?
Because it's New York. Liberal shithole.
It goes on. It says, like in the 400-meter event, several athletes forfeited, including 18-year-old Jordan Carr, 46-year-old Amanda Taylor, and we talked about Bidelova again. Oh, I guess she was in the 400-meter and forfeited. And 16-year-old Paula Damons. USTA allows transgender athletes to compete in women's events because it is under the International Olympic Committee's rules for such instances. Wow. They may want to go back and
yeah, they might want to look at that rule.
Change these rules.
They might want to go change that one.
Absolutely pathetic right here. Absolutely pathetic. Have you no shame?
These people have no shame is right. They wouldn't clap for a kid with fucking... They wouldn't clap for anyone at that meeting the other night. Complete scum of the earth. Let Schreiner go run against fucking 14 and 16-year-olds. Disgusting. Competed in the fucking 200-meter, 300-meter, 400-meter indoor and 200 and 400-meter outdoor. So now they won't let him compete in college as a woman, but they'll let him compete against high school kids, junior Olympians. Real fucking smart. Unbelievable. You can't make this shit up. I got another one for you. I didn't get to play yesterday. Show you another fucking liberal retard. The mayor of Boston apologizing to the criminal who tried to unalive people in his family. Not the people that were almost killed by this lunatic. Fucking gets... This shit is gotta stop. It's gotta stop. Fucking ridiculous. Got a fucking bunch of mentally ill idiots and people that think they have compassion for these assholes running half the country. Fucking nuts. Nuts. Let's check out Anton, what he has to say about this. This is ridiculous.
That was looking to harm pedestrians and innocent people, and then an off-duty police officer wound up taking the person out. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is apologizing to a person that was looking to harm pedestrians and innocent people, and then an off-duty police officer wound up taking the person out. She goes, offer condolences, and now the people are outraged. But before we get to that, I need to give y'all a little bit of insight into what was going on, and then we're going to jump into the story. So this right here is footage and a news report of exactly what happened at that Chick-fil-A and why people were running in the first place.
Questions about safety after this terrifying scene. A frightened crowd running after an off-duty police officer shot and killed a man outside a Chick-fil-A in Boston. Good afternoon. I'm Paula Eben. Boston police have identified that man as Lamarck Jaramillo, who last lived in Roslindale. And police say on Saturday, Jaramillo was chasing two people with a knife when the off-duty officer then intervened. As WBZ's Penny Commit shows us, the shooting is amplifying fears that neighbors have about the Back Bay.
The popular Chick-fil-A off Boylston Street remains closed today, although we have seen several people inside. And residents that live here in the Back Bay tell us that this incident just highlights a declining sense of safety they've been feeling over the past few years.
Dangerous. They're just walking down the street. It's dirtier. It's more congested. You can't get down Boylston Street.
Doug McDonald has lived in Back Bay for over half a century. He and other residents say they weren't surprised to hear the details of Saturday's shooting.
So it's much less safe than it was, 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
We live in the city, so we're used to it, but we're not used to it.
Chaos erupted on one of Boston's busiest streets after police say an off-duty Boston officer shot and killed a man after he allegedly chased two people into the store with a knife.
Nice guy.
The officer identified himself as a police officer, instructed them to drop the weapon, at which point the individual did not comply. The officer discharged his weapon to stop the threat.
Here you see a guy running.
This surveillance video, given to us by a neighboring business, shows the moments just before the incident. The streets were filled with tourists and residents enjoying a burst of warmer weather. Boston City Councilor Ed Flynn believes much of this crime stems from quality of life issues, adding that community members, police officers, and local court systems all must work together to report crime and keep Boston safe.
I don't think we have enough police officers in Boston. In fact, this time compared to last year, we're down 130 officers.
Boston police are still investigating this shooting. They're asking anyone with information, especially if you have any cell phone video, to please come forward.
The sanctuary city mayor now comes in, right? Because you got to have a mayor at the place where people are running and scared and it's a big brouhaha and somebody lost their life and all of that. And so, as expected, they're thinking that the mayor is going to come through and, make sure that she praised the off-duty police officer who jumped into action and did not have to. Let's be clear. Police officers are under duress on a regular basis, and they're always the brunt of people's protesting and issues and problems.
Yep.
But the police officer jumped into action, found themselves trying to protect the general public to make sure that we don't have any loss of life or the preservation of human life. And the Boston mayor then comes in and says this.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is under attack on social media for her response to the deadly officer-involved shooting in the heart of the city Saturday.
Okay.
Police say an off-duty officer shot and killed a man who was trying to attack people with a knife inside a Chick-fil-A.
My condolences and all of our thoughts are with the family of the individual whose life has been lost.
Many took to X, calling out Mayor Wu for giving condolences to the attacker's family after he was killed by police.
She's a moron.
I don't think this is normal at all.
It's not normal.
And it's as if they were all teed up just waiting for this kind of moment
Disgusting.
to take advantage of it politically.
Boston University political historian Tom Whalen says Mayor Wu is in the hot seat as she prepares to testify in front of Congress this week in D.C.
Fails to protect our magnificent law-abiding American
She's not even from the United
House Oversight
States.
Committee released this preview video
Fucking
slamming the
scumbag.
mayors who will face the committee to defend their sanctuary city policies.
Back in the sanctuary city of Boston, Mayor Michelle Wu says the city will not cooperate with his plan for mass deportation.
Whalen says the backlash Mayor Wu is receiving this weekend is only a preview of the heat she'll face in D.C. this week.
And it's going to be a bruising affair. And Mayor Wu is going to be at the top of her game politically,
What up,
have
Bates?
to be, in order to withstand those kinds of attacks. But it will have an impact, I think, perhaps on the Boston mayoral campaign against Mr. Kraft.
Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in a tool shed. However, I think that this was highly insensitive. And of course, she's going to justify why she says she's going to double down on it.
It's unfortunate to politicize being at the scene of a tragic incident. Our officers are in extremely difficult and dangerous situations every single day, keeping our residents safe. And I express condolences along with our police commissioner and district attorney, because every loss of life is a horrible tragedy.
Oh, cut it out.
I'm also grateful every hour of every day for the work of our Boston police officers, and in this...
You're full of shit. You fucking communist bitch. Please like, share, subscribe. Mayor Wu from Boston, the commie cunt. Could you imagine that? She feels bad for the guy that was trying to stab 2 people to death, that lost his life because he wants to try to murder people. Doesn't feel bad for the people being chased around Boston by this scumbag. The fucking Democrat Party is a fucking joke. Joke. Fucking joke. I think it's getting time for me to move the fuck out of here. I can't continue to live in a place where this shit gets supported. Unfucking real. Yeah, let's feel bad for the guy that tried to stab 2 people. Can someone make it make sense to me? Please. What fucking world do you live in where you feel bad for the criminal? What fucking world? You don't fucking ask if the other people are okay? You're not glad the off-duty officer did their job? You just speak on how it's awful a guy that fucking wanted to stab people got unalived? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. These people are fucking mental, man. Mental. I don't get it. Can someone fucking explain to me? Is it just me? We live in a world where we feel bad for a murderer? A guy trying to kill people? An attempted murderer? Blow his fucking brains out. I don't give a fuck. The guy's running around the city with a fucking shank, trying to hurt people on a major street in a nice area. You blow it in any area. You blow his fucking brains out. The mayor's gonna hop up there. Oh, it's so sad. It's so unfortunate. A guy running around with knives, trying to kill people, got shot and killed. It was so sad. Are you fucking kidding me? I think it's a great day. Good. Fuck them. Maybe if the Democrats fucking didn't push all this mental fucking illness on everyone and make people think that they are okay that aren't, we wouldn't have these fucking problems. This shit boils my blood. Boils my fucking blood. Michelle Wu. She's not even from the United States. She's straight off the boat from fucking China. Fucking ridiculous. Keep putting your fucking head in the sand, people. I don't feel bad. I'm glad they shot the motherfucker. Anyone that does that shit should have a bullet put in them. Fucking morons. Michelle Wu. Oh, the poor guy that got murdered, that was trying to fucking... The poor guy that got put down like a rabid dog, trying to unalive people. Oh, it's so sad. We feel so bad for him. Not the fucking citizens that almost got killed trying to go to get something for lunch. Fuck you, Michelle Wu. You fucking Chinese turd. Go back to China. You fucking loser. That shit got me hot. The same bitch that lets a sanctuary city continue. Fucking disgusting. Disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting. There she is, the disgusting Chinese cunt. Michelle Wu. Go back to China, bitch. I think these people are agents of fucking... I think they're agents of chaos. I think they're demonic. This is the same bitch that wants trannies going to read your kids' books. Same bitch that wants illegal immigrants running around. Same bitch that feels bad that an attempted killer gets fucking shot down in the street and she feels bad for him, not the people that were almost taken out by him. This bitch is the devil.
In this case, we had an off-duty officer who saw something happening. His training kicked in and took action and surely saved even more lives. I am a mayor focused on not just being at press conferences, but being on the ground. So
you don't do shit.
There was to make
You're a
sure
Chinese
that
agent.
everyone was okay on the scene and to find out directly what the details were of what had
No doubt,
happened
Jamie.
as they were unfolding in a very chaotic situation in one of the busiest parts of our city. So this is my job, to show up when it's needed and to make sure that we are
and say something stupid
needed day in and day out, whether it's in front of the cameras or especially when the cameras aren't there, to take care of our city and keep everyone safe.
You're doing a great job.
Supporting all of these liberal mayors, you deserve it. You deserve it. I think that you get what you voted for. Similar to what was happening over in Chicago as far as Mayor Brandon Johnson, and even when y'all got Lori Lightfoot up out of there, you know, Brandon Johnson came through with size 20 shoes and absolutely just mopped up y'all city and gave y'all immigrants, and along with all of the rest of these sanctuary city mayors who are supposed to testify before Congress, if I'm not mistaken. But the point that I'm making is, when you guys vote off of diversity, equity, and inclusion, when you vote based off of identity politics, when you vote based off of being woke, when you vote based off of just going with the Democratic candidate, this is the type of thing that you get.
Yep.
We have remixed our culture so much to where we now think that it's normal for this type of thing to happen. And if I'm not mistaken, the person that actually perpetuated the crime is the person that should be dealt with accordingly, which they were. And thank God, because we should be praising our police officers. I have a high level of respect for police officers that often at times are underpaid, not heralded, underappreciated, and more importantly, their lives are upended. And every single day, they're facing headwinds from people that are programming, our general public to think that police officers are bad, when in reality, they are the first responders. They're the first people that are on the scene when something happens. We have conditioned our mind to think that police officers are bad. And now you have this liberal woke mayor who were protecting migrants, have done some of the most egregious things, has a horrible background, and now she feels justified to offer condolences to the family of the person that was taken out when they were trying to take out other people. For the first time, one of the few times that we actually have a good story out of this, and I'm not saying that anybody should be losing their lives, but how can you double down? How can you not read the room? How can you not be paying attention to what people are concerned about? People are concerned. Now they're concerned about the fact that they have the wrong person in office. But again, I think that Boston get what they deserve. And you should have this person who was, justifying keeping people inside of the Boston City airport, all of these migrants and all of these illegals, when everybody was out and about and they were shopping, and so they would hide them and bust them away. And y'all deserve everything that y'all get. I don't think that in any way, shape, or form that we should remove any of these people that's in sanctuary cities, but I think that we should remove the funding. And more importantly, I just have to start looking at the voters, because the voters are the ones that brought her in here. The voters are the ones that have her in this position, and they are the ones that think that she's great at what she does. It's unnecessary for us to have to advocate for the people in Boston when they chose this person to be their representative and to make sure that they, modifying their laws and governing their city and taking care of their budget
and it sucks, right? This is what sucks, right? If you're a person like myself or other people that didn't vote for this shit, what do you do? What do you do if you live in that type of area like me and you don't support it? And then the people just keep voting it in. What do I do? Should I move away? Go live somewhere where my politics align? What should I do? I don't get it. It sucks. It sucks for the people that don't vote for it, myself included. I got to turn on the news or fucking go walk outside and potentially get killed because the people around me are idiots that vote for this shit. That's why I don't go to the city that much anymore. Like, that's why I don't go walking around and doing shit on YouTube. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. People will fucking hurt you. You think I'm kidding? A lot of mental illness running around New England, running around everywhere. What up, Matt? But that bitch, she might as well be a fucking Chinese spy. I think she probably is. She's probably a fucking transplant. I know she was born outside the country. She's not even from the United States. Oh, I feel bad for the knife man. Oh, I feel bad for the guy that was trying to unalive the people. I feel bad for his family. Fuck you. This shit gets me hot. They all are, Jamie, and they're all in one part. They're part of the Go Along, Get Along gang. That's why they didn't clap the other night for that little boy with brain cancer. That's why they didn't clap when Trump talked about getting males out of female sports, when they showed that girl that had her body, half of her body was fucking paralyzed because a dude spiked on her face in volleyball. And she can't play anymore. And the Democrats fucking, half her body went fucking paralyzed. And they couldn't fucking clap about that. They're disgusting. They are the most evil, disgusting group of fucking individuals I've seen in a long time. And they laughed at her. There was some of them laughing at her. She was sitting up there with Melania. They laugh at her. Yeah, it's funny. It's so funny you pushed transgenders playing against girls in high school that you almost cost a girl her life. It's hilarious. It's so fucking funny. Oh, how dare Trump, how dare people get mad at trans people playing in women's sports? Because it gets people hurt. Because it's not fair to women, young women. Fucking disgusting. They're just evil, soulless fucks, B-Dub. You got an old man up with a cane acting like a pimp in the middle of the fucking house floor. Fucking not showing any respect. They did not clap for one thing. That's awesome, William. Just got your insulin, paid only $12 for it. Under Biden was $140. There you have it. Things are going to work out. I find it hilarious, all these people that support the Democrats. All they can really say is, oh, why haven't prices gone down yet? Oh, everything's still so expensive. He's only been in for a month and a half, you stupid motherfuckers. He's only been in for a month and a half. And he's already done more than Biden. Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like everything's gonna just be fixed overnight. I find it hilarious. And they all sat out there in the Trump speech like they hit bingo with their little fucking thing. Bingo, must steals, protect the trans. Fuck out of here. Suck my ass. Suck my ass. Suck my ass. Randy, how deep is Joe Biden's cock jammed down your throat? Also, the Canadians booed the national anthem about a month ago. That might have something to do with it. You stupid cuck. Did you ever think of that one, Randy? They did boo the national anthem before we kicked your ass in hockey. Because you're a cuck. Because you're a little cuck. You're a Democratic supporting mentally ill fuck. Well, why don't you go move up there? You like it so much, go. Hit the road, Jack.
Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can do it all. But this
You like it so much, hit the fucking road. Of course it's a Randy. Randy fucking Mortensen. Kyle Breslowski's fucking father. Fuck out of here. You could get out, Randy. You're the one that sticking up for Canada. You've gotten your attention for the day, Randy. Have a nice day. Looks are deceiving, Randy. Do you feel better about yourself? You have a good one. Bye, Randy. Put you on timeout like the little bitch you are. Randy got his attention. Bye, Randy. These morons support all that shit. It's unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Never seen nothing like it. Why don't you go Ukraine while you're at it, Randy? And why don't you go let all the illegal immigrants go live with you at your house? See, tell me how that works out. You got to be a brainwashed idiot like Randy. Unbelievable. Fucking unreal. Disgusting behavior. Weird, gross behavior.
Let's talk about now Trump's address to Congress. This really was something like I've never seen before. I've seen plenty of addresses to Congress, plenty of State of Union addresses, but this was just...
Yeah, people are concerned because we don't want to give you money anymore. People are concerned about the U.S. because we're not going to pay for everyone's shit anymore. That's why they're concerned. Oh my God, the American taxpayers found out that they've been getting screwed. Well, how are we going to get money without the United States? Oh my God.
army, 2 hours of pro-America shock and awe. The spirits were high. You can see we've got a standing ovation for everybody. Melania got a standing ovation. Donald Trump walked in high spirits. And he started his speech with this.
America is back. Six weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
American spirit, the confidence to dream, and the Democrats, I've got to say, were determined to disgrace themselves, Army. I'm interested in your take on this. There was a loud booing at the very start. They were hissing like alley cats. And listen to the interruption here, and then the response from the rest of the folks there who started a USA chant.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
In the end, Al Green, as we saw there on the screen, he had to be escorted out. I mean, it really was an unseemly little protest. Obviously, a planned little stunt. But how did you think
it was a planned
the Democrats went there? Because they wouldn't even clap. They wouldn't even acknowledge all those emotional moments where there's victims of crime there who are being acknowledged, where there's heroes being acknowledged, where there's a little kid who's survived brain cancer and is being made an honorary member of the Secret Service. They couldn't even bring themselves to put a smile on their faces and clap for that.
Crazy.
Yeah, Al Green being tossed out. Let's not stay together. I will never sing again. I'm sorry, Rita. I'll never sing again. Look, it was so childlike and willful behavior by the Democrats. I've never seen anything like it. They brought props, right? Like a second-rate Carrot Top. I mean, it was so weird and gross. Look, you know, in all the years I've been seeing, and by the way, you know, look, he went through all, I love teleprompter Trump, right? He went through all his greatest hits for the last 30 days, and that's why I guess this is the longest speech in the history of a president talking to join Congress. But no, it was grotesque that they could not acknowledge anything, even things they could. You would think seemingly they would agree on, right?
Yeah.
He talked about how he's going against the Mexican cartels. Dead silence. You mentioned that 13-year-old kid who has got cancer. Silence. Look, and I've seen when Biden I paid attention when Biden spoke at his State of the Union. When he was introduced, you saw the Republicans stand up and clap because he's their president. The Democrats could not do it. It was such a grotesque display of petulant behavior, and it really spoke poorly of the party. It really did.
Straight up. They look like a bunch of fucking idiots. Bunch of idiots. Why, Spider? Why not? The United States people are supposed to be giving Canada money and just shut up. Americans, no one likes America until they need protection or money. And we're seeing it right now. And you're going to continue to see it. And they're going to continue to cry and lose their minds over it. Uh-oh, the money's drying up. Big problems ahead.
New antiperspirants by Suave.
All they want is American money. All the Democrats want to do is try and keep wars going, There was things everyone could clap about Trump spoke about. They wouldn't even stand up and clap a single fucking thing. Things that everyone can agree on. I agree, James. That's right. That's the perfect way to say it, too. Americans are tired of being the world's sugar daddy. Absolutely. Well said. Matt Holt says, I'm going to say this from my viewpoint. I always love my American neighbors as I see yours family. It's sad a lot of people cannot. Yeah, a lot of people don't. The United States gives Canada $200 billion a year to help them out. Why? What does Canada need? They get all their military protection from us. Nope, they didn't stand for a single thing, Chad Bailey. Not one thing. Disgusting. Absolutely deplorable, disgusting. They didn't stand for the girl who was paralyzed by a transgender male playing volleyball. And the girl they passed the law is the girl they passed the law for. Why they wouldn't allow trans in sports anymore. I don't care, Splottergy, whatever your fucking name is. What don't you get? We don't care anymore. We are done fighting everyone else's wars. It is not America's job to play policeman. We should have never been policemen for this long. Fuck NATO. NATO's a joke. Nobody wants to pay for wars they have nothing to do with. Why don't you write them a check? I love people like this. Spiteology, write NATO a check yourself. How about that? All these people that speak about, oh, the illegals, go let them live with you then. You take care of them. You pay for it. There's no such thing as a free meal, you stupid motherfuckers. Wake up. You think everything's free? Everything fucking free? You think it's free because you're used to getting it for free. Someone's paying for it. Use your fucking brain. No, we pay when Biden's in office. It's fucking ridiculous. People don't like the truth. People fucking hate it. It's hilarious to me. Oh, the U.S. this, the U.S. that. Trump this, Trump that. Why? What's the problem? We don't want to pay for it no more. Sorry. Funny, they talk about how everyone on the fucking right is rich and they're all bad. Barack Obama's living in a new $18 million house. No one says anything about that. It's okay for Obama and Biden to be corrupt. Trump don't even take a paycheck. Trump don't even take a paycheck. He pays for his own jet. But Trump's the bad guy? Are you fucking nuts? You gotta be fucking nuts to support this shit. Especially after the other night. Especially after watching what happened at that speech the other night. You gotta be a fucking nut. You gotta be a nut. You gotta be a complete lunatic to support the Democrats. That's why I don't even engage half the time. Because it's, you gotta be a fucking nut. You gotta be. You gotta be a lunatic. Yeah, I believe that in a way too, James. They want a one world government. They want to get paid. They want to get paid too. They just care about making money with their crooked ass friends. Fucking ridiculous. ridiculous. Let's check out Barack Obama and see what this asshole's been up to. Whatever you say, go back and fight the war again then. You like war so much. You like war so much, go fight some more. I don't care if you're a veteran, this, that, and the that. You're a fucking moron. I don't care. Just because people say they're a veteran doesn't mean they have a fucking brain. I love veterans. Thank you for your service, but you know what? You can fucking... I don't care if you're a veteran, if you're a moron. You're a moron. Trump's trying to stop war everywhere. You were in war. And you want more war? Go back fighting then. Fucking idiots.
Break was over 15 minutes ago, Max! Our productivity has gone up 46%.
Oh, you got fucking played.
You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports, Richard. That ain't new, baby.
You weren't sent there by Trump. You weren't sent there by Trump. Give me a fucking break. I'm not talking about Republicans. I'm talking about Trump. Get your head out of your ass. To the VA.
Hey, Janice. He fits right in here. That's a long distance call, Doug.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. When I think about Michelle Obama, I think about being true to yourself, right? Definitely not living a lie, as it were. And if you think back to all the very special, authentic moments in Michelle Obama's life, one comes to mind that just really hammers all of this home. It's Michelle Obama's speech at the DNC convention, where she stood up there and definitely said a line that she wrote, definitely a line that was totally true, about her upbringing and her mom, and what her mom taught her. Let's have a listen.
You see, my mom, in her steady, quiet way, lived out that striving sense of hope every single day of her life. She believed that all children, all people have value, that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed. They understood that it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning.
Big applause line. My goodness, so powerful. Suspicious of those who took too much. In totally unrelated news, have you seen Barack Obama's 30-acre mansion on Martha's Vineyard, a private island? Does this look like too much? Maybe this was too much for his chef right around here, but that's another video for another time. Does this look like they're taking too much? Boy,
yeah,
sure does look like
Barack's doing okay, huh?
Big, right? Do you really need this room? Do you really need 30-foot tall ceilings? Why is everything white? What's going on here? And what kind of do you really need all that grass? I mean, who mows this, right? This is a more important question. And why isn't there a migrant camp here after all? Like, there are so many migrants that need tents to live in. Like, why haven't you opened this up for migrants? Oh, did you know that this is just one of many Barack Obama homes? And in fact, Barack Obama's always building his mansions on private islands, and doing so illegally this time in Hawaii. Lavish photos that show Barack and Michelle Obama's new $18 million Hawaii hideout. We were suspicious of those who took too much. Speaking of everybody else drowning, right? Obama didn't lift a finger for Lahaina when a space laser or something, who the hell knows, like burned the town to cinders. Hawaii hideout shared their closest friend as divorce rumors reach fever pitch. Okay, let's check this new reporting out. Wow, would you look at that? Barack Obama's new lavish mansion. Oh, and it's not just one. It's multiple mansions.
Oh, nice.
Their besties, the Nesbits.
Another mansion.
We'll get into that in just a second. So Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, it looks like they are moving on in. You might recall that Michelle Obama missed sitting with President Trump at Jimmy Carter's funeral because she was in Hawaii. She was on important work there. She couldn't be bothered. Maybe this was that trip, locking in their palatial paradise here that broke all zoning laws. But, it's Barack Obama in a blue state after all, so he's just going to get whatever he wants. Speaking of Barack Obama, this was him in 2021 at the height of COVID with mask mandates, and it looks like Obama's the only one who doesn't have to wear a mask. It's funny how that works out. All the other...
It's funny how all that works, Democrats, right? You talk all this shit. Brand new $18 million property in Lahaina for the Barack Obama family. But Trump's the corrupt one. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. You guys are brainwashed fucking mutts.
Construction crew. All of the serfs have to wear masks around Barack Obama and his buddy.
Oh, yeah, that's his boy?
Right here, Obama walked barefoot on the beach with Marty Nesbitt.
Oh, Marty Nesbitt.
Marty Nesbitt, Barack Obama's bestie. Very interesting. First off, let's just take one more gander at the 20,000 square feet beachfront paradise that has been built by the people that told you be suspicious of those who take too much. What do you know about Martin Nesbitt? Here's Martin Nesbitt right here. Longtime friend of Obama. He served as national treasurer for 2 presidential campaigns. He co-founder, co-CEO of a private equity firm. I was a little suspicious there. He's in charge of the Chicago Contemporary Art Museum. Nesbitt is the subject of a long-standing, let's just call it unproven theory, but a popular theory, that he's the actual father of...
Photos of Barack and Michelle Obama's new $18 million highway hideout they share with Barack's closest friend, Martin Nesbitt, as divorce rumors rise has been released. Nesbitt is a victim of a popular conspiracy theory that he is the actual father of Malaya and Sasha Obama, and that Barack used the children with Michelle to cover up for his allegedly gay past. Oh, Martian tornado. Go suck a fat cock. This is public knowledge. This is fact. This is not made up. Get Joe Biden's dick out of your ass and get Kamala Harris's pussy out of your face. Barack is currently sharing this mansion with his best friend, Martin Nesbitt. Bulk of trouble in their 22-year marriage began when Michelle Obama, 61, notably skipped Jimmy Carter's funeral and Donald Trump's inauguration. She was expected to accompany her husband. She had stated that she had been staying in Hawaii and had important business to take care of. Yeah, they were finishing up this $18 million home. Of course they were. They were finishing up $18 million home on the beach in the same area that was burnt down during the Biden administration. Can't make this shit up. Unfucking real. I called it. Yeah, a made-up yeast infection. What up, Crispy? These people are fucking disgusting. It's getting to the point I don't even know what to say anymore. They're just disgusting and live in an alternate reality where everything wrong is right and everything right is wrong. And the people that scream out that we need to fund all the rest of the world and NATO and this and that and ex-veterans that continue to want war, go fuck yourself. The American people have spoken. I don't know how any veteran could want war. Especially if you saw war. Especially if you saw war. The American people are not willing to spend money on wars anymore. We're not willing to give everyone around the world our money anymore. And Trump realizes that we've been fucked over for so long. He knows we're not going to do it anymore either. And I don't give a fuck. I am so thankful. This is why the United States is all fucked up. This is why the United States economy and everything has been so expensive. We've been printing money and giving our money away like fucking crazy. It's not going to happen anymore. The only way to fix the problem is stop giving money away. Can't keep giving money away. But the Democrats just want to keep giving your money away. You wonder why people can't afford to buy a home? Why people aren't having kids? They can't afford to. What's the point? To suffer? To not be able to get by? To make it worse on your own children? Why would you? That's why I don't have my own children. Part of the reason. Why would I want to have kids the way the world is? Yeah, that's right, Joe Dirt. They're all mad because they're not going to get free shit. And wait till these are the type of people. These are the type of people that these people stick up for over normal people. We don't get shit in return. Nothing. But these are the type of people that know what's going on. Not your regular hardworking American. These two beauties know how to save the world, just like the rest of the Democrats.
Pronouns are they, it, thee, zer. What are we making up words now? What are yours? She, her. Ugh, sorry, we don't really like those.
Look, so, hey, this isn't you. Sorry about that.
Fuck Canada too.
My pronouns are these.
I don't care, Aaron. What don't you get?
You know, a long time ago, being crazy meant something. Nowadays, everybody's crazy. Now, I've said it before, and I will say it again. You know society's doomed when old boy Charlie Manson starts making sense.
Right?
Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very quick and very crazy Clown World update for you guys today, and as usual, we have very little time to waste. So, let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. Now, I don't know who this fella is or what he identifies as, but why would a grown man grab a teddy bear, put on a pink wig, stick a pacifier in his mouth, take a picture of himself, and upload it onto the interwebs for the world to see? This is either blackmail or some kind of humiliation.
I don't know what this is. Looks like Democrats crying. Wah.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. Now, in yesterday's segment of How Are the Shitlibs Handling Donald Trump's Presidency So Far, I had to give you guys a quick volume check because the young lady was screeching like a banshee. However, in today's segment of How Are the Shitlibs Handling Donald Trump's Presidency So Far, you don't really need to worry about your volume so much. Roll it.
Wow. Looks like they're handling it all right.
All right, next up we have a little jingle from this young lady who thinks if you support President Trump, you are in a cult. It's always projection with these people, 100%
Always projection.
of the time. Roll it.
You support the president, then you should know it's evident that you are in a cult, can't seem to comprehend the relevance of independent thinking. I'm the crisis that it's bringing, prices raising, people raging, and our country's on the brink of authoritarian dictatorship. I am fucking scared of it, and you should be scared too. But you refuse to see the truth. You refuse to see the people. Different from you is your equal. That the government is playing us, and this is all a
This is terrible.
to the horrors that they taught us in the books they're trying to toss out. It's a crook we put in power, and he's throwing all the laws out. Think about your sons and daughters.
Oh, you missed that part.
Think about freedom of speech. Think about the morals you preach. Cause to me they don't align. You keep proving that there's hatred. There's a lack of understanding in the heart that you call sacred. Every immigrant deported is a child of your Lord. Think of Jesus seeking shelter. Would you kick him out as well? Would you ask him for his papers? Call him a criminal and for being born on different land? Will you ever take a stand?
You call everyone that supports Trump that shit. Are you crazy?
Where's the love? Where's the reason? What's going on?
Oh yeah, she thinks she's gonna be Bob Marley.
I hate it.
She thinks she's gonna be the female Bob Marley to save the world. That bitch. That's Barbara Marley from fucking God only knows where. Ugh.
Now, what's amazing to me is that these people are still melting down over the Trump-Zelensky meeting that happened the other
Barbara
day.
Marley.
This fella calls Zelensky a war hero. He's an actor and a comedian. And a puppet. Roll it.
You mean to tell me that President Beavis and Vice President Butthead thought it would be a grand idea to try to bully a war hero in front of the international goddamn...
You really see, this is how crazy Democrats are. They call Zelensky a war hero. The motherfucker was an actor. He was an actor. Give it a fucking break. Trump had a reality show. He wasn't an actor. He was been in a couple movies, his appearances as himself. Zelensky was a legit actor and then got voted into fucking presidency. You want to talk about a psyop crooked government? A war hero? He's begging for fucking more money. He's begging for more money. What are you talking about, dog? War hero under everyone else's dollar? He's a war hero under American money. Maybe. I don't think he's out there in the fucking foxhole fighting. Hate to tell you, retard.
Press, what a lark. What a fucking plunge. These two children. You mean to tell me that President Beavis and Vice President Butthead thought it would be a grand idea to try to bully a war hero in front of the international goddamn press? What a lark. What a fucking plunge. These two chuckle fucks are the opposite of artificial.
And then on top of it, he tries to make fun of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance was actually in war. Give me a fucking break. J.D. Vance actually saw fucking battle, you stupid prick. You can't fucking win with these idiots. Zelensky's a war hero. J.D. Vance is a fucking butthead, and Trump's Beavis. Unbelievable.
Intelligence. They're genuine goddamn morons. I thought women were supposed to be too emotional to be president, Donnie. Even Marco Rubio, a man who has had his shame center surgically removed from his brain, looked so embarrassed he was about to melt into the couch until he remembered what J.D. Vance was going to do to that thing after all the press left. J.D., by the way, what the fuck is up with the tie, bro? That thing is so long, you could fish somebody out of a well with it. J.D. Vance, by the way, spent the entire press conference looking like he was about to get stuck inside a chocolate tube at Willy Wonka's candy factory. Explain to me how it's disrespectful for Zelensky to not wear a suit to the White House, but it's okay for Elon Musk to give a press conference behind the Resolute desk dressed like a guy who has a collection of katanas he bought at the fucking mall. We live in the dumbest possible timeline. The United States is now officially an international laughingstock. But hey, at least 10 trans kids can't play high school sports. You are a fucking moron.
Now, just a minute ago, before that young lady started singing that song, I said it's always projection with these people 100% of the time. Well, this fella proves my point. Roll it.
A Trump supporter, just know that there are 4 things that everybody who's not a Trump supporter thinks about you. And so far, you've done nothing to disprove these things. 1, you're uneducated. And I don't mean uneducated in the sense that you didn't go to school and learn to read or do basic arithmetic. I mean, you're uneducated as far as what's going on in the world.
Yeah, okay.
You got goggles on, only paying attention to what you want to pay attention to. Dose, you lack empathy. You don't care what happens to somebody else as long as it doesn't happen to you. Imagine for a moment the government started saying, hey, your marriage is illegal. How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? But you don't care that it's happening to gay people as long as it doesn't happen to you. 3, you lack independent thinking skills, meaning you are incapable of forming your own thoughts, opinions.
It's funny. Everything they say is actually what they do. It's actually the fucking Democrats that are that way. It's fucking nuts.
Opinions or viewpoints on things. You need pundit talking points from Fox News or whatever that other OAN. You need those people to tell you what to believe. You don't have the ability to look into those claims and maybe think something else. You just, it's a confirmation bias. You live in this bubble and you refuse to step outside of it. 4, and I think this is the most important one. I think this is the one you really need to work on if you have the ability, and that is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to look at a situation and say to yourself, you know what, that's kind of fucked up. That's not right, and you can't do that. So I look forward to all that.
Yeah, like critically thinking, like looking at things that aren't right, like men and women's sports, pushing transgender and gay shit on little kids, having transgenders go to schools and read books, having queer and transgender books in school libraries. Like that shit shouldn't be around, right? That's why we critically thought and got rid of it. These people are fucking nuts. And I've told you guys this for the last 8 months. They're gonna the 4 things they call us is exactly what they say every fucking time. Oh, you're uneducated, you're poor, you're mentally you're morally corrupt. You can't critically think. These people are nuts. It's just a way to try and make you feel like a dummy when you're not. They're trying to pull the brainwashing on people that supported Trump. It's not going to work. Because we aren't part of that bullshit cult. Sorry.
The laughing emoji reactions to this video because the people that I just made these claims about don't have the ability to defend themselves.
He's an asshole.
Straight up.
As a resident and native of the great state of Maine, I find this next clip rather insulting. Now, this young lady is actually a policy analyst for Governor Janet Mills's Office of New Americans. And she says when you come here, there's no need to assimilate. Roll it.
Maine is a predominantly white state. Many of the communities that I have been a part of have been majority white who have lived here in Maine all of their lives. They haven't even had to travel anywhere or didn't have to wake up to sounds of gunshots. So it was hard. It was hard living here. It's been hard asking Sudanese people to move here in Maine. I particularly feel like I'm more...
Do you hear this idiot? She wants you to feel bad for her, that she doesn't have to wake up to gunshots anymore. It's hard to live in Maine because it's all white people, and I don't wake up to gunshots anymore. Oh my God. It's so horrible. Fucking idiot.
More Sudanese or more American. I fight for Sudan in all my capacity. My advice, again, is for anyone who's coming is to hold on to their mother tongue, to hold on to your culture, hold on to your religion, to your beliefs. There's no reason to assimilate.
I fight for Sudan with every bone in my body and every breath that I take and all of my heart. Then why did you leave Sudan? You are so full of shit. You ran from Sudan to the United States and you complain about living in Maine and not waking up to gunshots. Go back to the Sudan if you really give a fuck about it, and go save your people that you love so much, allegedly. Acting like you're a hero when you bounced. Fucking screw. Do you understand how crazy these people are? Do you understand how much of an idiot you got to be to think like this woman? Oh my God, there's so many white people here. It's so hard. I don't have to wake up to fucking gunshots in the morning. They don't understand me. What the fuck are you talking about?
What the hell did you just say?
Maine is a predominantly white state.
Wow.
You're goddamn right.
When you need mobile.
Can't fix stupid. Can't fix fucking stupid. Or retarded.
So like to state for the record that Maine has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, rates of violent crime in this country. Anyway, next up we have this airline called TUI. I don't know where they fly out of, but during Black History Month, they announced their first all-black flight and cabin crew. Roll it.
History Month, TUI today has an all-black flight crew and an all-black cabin crew. As well, so give yourself a big cheer. Woo!
You know this isn't gonna end well. Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Now, I will unmute it in just 1 second so we can hear exactly what's being said, but I think this is on the red carpet of the Brit Awards, I guess. Bet they'll blame ivermectin for this. Anyway, today's video. So once again, to sponsor the next as a sponsor of said video.
Do you think British horses neigh differently than other horses in the world?
Yeah, they do. I mean, they neigh more posh.
Could you give us a posh neigh?
That's fucking weird, huh?
Pretty weird.
Holy shit. What the hell was that all about?
All right, next up we have this lady who is some kind of priest or preacher or minister, I guess, draped in rainbows, of course, telling us it ain't a man's world. Okay, roll it.
Man's world. You go, girl. No more sugar and spice. Everything nice. It's a chic thing and it's all in me. I can be anything that I want to be. Don't consider me a minority. Ladies, help me out if you agree. Now I can bring home the bacon fried in a pan. Never let you forget that you're a man. Cause I'm a W-U-O-M-A-N. That's what I am. Doing all I can. The thing that makes me mad and crazy, upset. Gotta break my neck just to get my respect.
What the fuck?
I'm getting paid less than a man when I'm doing the same damn thing that he can. It's a chic thing.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
All right, next up we have this individual who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and claims to be a scientist. Now, he is responding to a comment someone left on one of his previous TikToks. The comment says, "Are they lying, though? I would look at you and think of trans woman, not woman, because we will never be the same." Roll it.
So this person is claiming that every single person who's treated me as a woman in my entire life is a liar, which is technically possible. And I'm not one to turn down a legitimate hypothesis because I'm a scientist. Look at all my awards and degrees and books. But there's a really cool scientific principle that we can utilize here. It's called Occam's razor, and basically it boils down to the simplest explanation is probably more likely to be true. So here are the two possibilities. Either everyone in my entire life is lying to me or has been deliberately deceived by me or some nebulous trans agenda concocted by a nefarious group, probably the Jewish people, to bring about the downfall of society, or I'm a woman, and treating me like a woman is obvious.
Say what?
Wow.
I'm a woman, and treating me like a woman is obvious.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
Biden's former publicist, diversity hire Karine Jean-Pierre, was recently on The View, and Sunny Hostin must be watching these videos because she specifically asked her about that. He said, "The right calls you a DEI hire. How do you respond?" And of course, Karine Jean-Pierre starts spewing Democrat propaganda saying diversity is our greatest strength and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
But the right is calling you a DEI hire.
Oh my God.
What is your response to that?
The fact that they focus on me so much, I probably should put it as a badge of honor. But look, right now, DEI is being used as a catch-all phrase for people, for things that they don't like. And we got to be really clear here, too. DEI did not cause that tragic plane accident in Washington, D.C. DEI is not causing the increase of prices, right? Although they'll blame it on us. Yeah. And I do believe that diversity is our strength. It is the strength of our nation. Inclusion is important. And it makes us a better country. And when we do things like that, when the other side does things like that and scapegoat people, it actually puts vulnerable communities in danger.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
But the right is calling you a DEI hire.
It's funny because it's true. 2, 10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on them.
What up, Maki? What up, everyone? Please like, share, subscribe to Nate's Live Talk. More redundancy, more bullshit, more nonsense from the left. It's crazy. I told you guys it wasn't going to stop. I told you. Not going to stop. Not going to stop. It's the only playbook they have. It's the playbook they've been running. It is what it is. I don't even know if I should cover it anymore. It's the same old nonsense, day after day, year after year. Crazy. Hey, Crispy, I think Missouri got knocked off last night. We're going to talk some sports now. That's it for the politics for me today. My brain's starting to hurt. I think we're going to cover the Celtics game tonight. They're playing the 76ers. March Madness is coming up. To any sport fans out there, I'm doing a giveaway for March Madness. Subscribe to the channel, and if you send your bracket to my email, you could win a box of cards that costs about $200 retail. I'm going to send out a box of sports cards to whoever sends in the bracket with the most wins. So if you're into college basketball, please like, share, subscribe. Send me your bracket to NatesLiveTalk@yahoo.com. If you have the most wins, I will send you the box of cards through the mail. It's going to be worth about $200 retail, and you'll have the chance to make some money. There should be some good cards in there with the box I'm going to be giving away. If you're into March Madness. But, yeah, we'll talk some sports for a little bit. I'm getting sick of it too, Mark. It's like, because nothing's going to change. The Democrats aren't going to see things right. I like Michigan State. They're playing tonight. I'm a little worried about their bench, but I do like them. We covered Michigan State last week. I did play-by-play and a watch party for the game against Maryland. I got to call the game-winning shot. That was pretty cool. Tonight, I think we're going to cover the Celtics, Sixers, and probably a couple other games. What up, Maz? We'll probably look into some of the college basketball landscape. I think Missouri took a loss. They were I liked how Missouri was looking. I know they were down yesterday, and I ended up going to bed. I didn't get to see the final score. But I like Missouri, what I've seen from them a bit this year. I know they're not ranked this high. Wow, Ole Miss beat Tennessee last night, too. Florida beat Bama. Texas Tech won. Clemson won. Wisconsin pulled it off. Maryland knocked off Michigan. Good. I can't stand that Michigan team. I do not like Michigan this year. I like Michigan State. I don't like Michigan. They kind of play a dirty style of what I've watched from them, I don't like them. There was another game. UConn was on last night. UConn knocked off number 20 Marquette. Both of them 13-6 in the Big East now. I think Michigan State's the only ranked team playing tonight. Yeah, Wolf and Golden, I can't stand, man. That dude Golden gets away with murder. He just camps out in the lane. Michigan State, I was so glad they battled back and knocked them off. We covered that game too. Jace Richardson and Holloman have been coming up really big for Michigan State. Jace Richardson had a big game against Michigan. A big game. I think he scored like their first 11, or I don't know if it was that much, but I remember the beginning of the game, he would bail them out big time. And Michigan State's got some guys that get streaky. Jace Richardson's nice. Holloman's nice. You got Fears Jr. You got, what's his name? Atkins. You got four guards that can play. You got Carr off the bench. Zakala. I know what's up, man. I follow a lot of sports. If you guys enjoy sports, I do a game every night. We do sports talk every night. Watch a game. If it's teams playing, I know. I usually will do play-by-play for them. But please like, share, subscribe. Please join us with the March Madness giveaway. All you got to do is send your bracket to NatesLiveTalk at yahoo.com, and you will be entered in. Person who wins the most games will win a complete box of cards, a hobby box of basketball cards, unopened. And I'll mail you that box of cards if you're the winner. I will have more details coming for that soon. It doesn't cost any money. You just got to be a subscriber and enter before the tournament starts. NatesLiveTalk at yahoo.com. I think the brackets are coming out this weekend or next weekend. Next weekend. I think the 14th or the 13th we'll find out who's in. And then you guys got to get them brackets in right away. Even the playing games. But Michigan State looks good. I like Missouri as a kind of like not a lowest seed, but not a team that many people might not think is good. Missouri could be a dark horse. Maryland, I'm not really sold on. You don't know what you're going to get out of Angel Reese's brother. They got Queen. He's all right. They got the little point guard. He's all right. I don't think Maryland's got enough. I'm surprised Maryland beat Michigan. Tell you the truth. I thought Michigan was going to knock them off. I think that game was at Michigan, too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that game was at Michigan. No, he's better than her, Matt. He's much better than her. But they're built the kind of the same. I haven't watched Illinois play much. That's one team I haven't watched a ton. I've watched mostly SEC, Big East, some Big 10, some Big 12. He's on Maryland. Maryland Terrapins. God damn. Dude, covering all that Democrat bullshit, man. I had to eat some edibles. Fuck. You're welcome, Matt. Yeah, when Michigan gets those two big guys going, they're tough to beat. But they get away with a lot of shit, man. That dude Golden gets away with murder. I watch what he does. He just camps out in the lane, and because it's college basketball, he can get away with it on defense. And I think on offense, they have 5 seconds to get out of the lane, so he just camps his ass down low. I don't know how much longer I can cover politics, man. I try to cover it because a lot of you guys like it and shit, but that shit's just getting so stupid now. I don't know how much longer I could do it. Maybe I'll cover the big shit and when elections come up, but man, I'm getting so fed up with this stupidity. It's just like, it's fucking stupid, man. We're arguing over the dumbest shit ever. In my opinion. Some people disagree with it, but I don't understand that these things are fucking proven that they're arguing. Anywho. Heard there's some talk of some fucking trades going on too as well in the NFL. Yeah, exactly, James. You already know where I was going. Seahawks wide receiver trying to get out of Seattle. Who do you think it is? I saw this one this morning. Lockett got released, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say they released Lockett, and now Metcalf wants to trade. DJ don't want to be in Seattle anymore. Told him he wants to be traded. What's my cardio routine? Banging your mom. My cardio routine's fucking your mother. If you need any tips, let me know. I'm always on fire. I don't start it, I finish it. But they're saying Dallas is where he really wants to go. Sounds like DK Metcalf wants to go to Dallas. Oof. And of course, they won't let me read the rest of the article. If they get Metcalf, man, have him and Lamb, yikes. What do you do for a quarterback, though? I don't know when Dak's supposed to come back or not. Of course they will, Matt. They always do. I hope he goes to New England. I need anything I could get. DK Metcalf would be a good start. How many grams of protein? However many comes out of my schlong that she swallows. That's a question you have to ask her. See you later, Diva. I'm sure your mom will give you the answers. Yeah, I like what I've seen out of Drake May so far. I like what I've seen so far. But they got to get him some guys, man, and they got to get him a line. Rich Eisen says DK Metcalf asking to go to the Cowboys. Yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy what they're doing this year, too. The media's fucked up. They try to make problems out of nothing, man. Like the shit they're talking about Shedeur Sanders right now is crazy. Like no one even said anything about Shedeur Sanders being any type of thing that I've heard of or I've read. And the media makes up like there's this talk about Shedeur Sanders being irresponsible and cocky and shit. And it's just not true. Like fucking around, trying to lower his draft stock and shit. And they're blaming like other people on it when the media is like making the problem themselves. It's fucking laughable. Yeah, we'll see what Jaden Daniels does with we'll see what they do with now that they got Debo. I don't know what Seattle's going to get for DK Metcalf, but it's got to be a first rounder, I would think. Right? DK got to be worth a first round pick. He's a fucking stud, dude. Let's hear what some of the people think around the media.
Cold and smooth survival skills.
I want to see what some people have to say about this shit, too. Yeah, I didn't see that until you said it, too. Joey Bosa, released by the Chargers. The Chargers could sign him. If the Chargers just released Bosa, they could sign Metcalf. That could be interesting. I don't know why they got rid of Bosa. That makes no fucking sense.
for that kind of guy. Like you said, you got to find ways just to appeal to him, to appease him a little bit. Like, oh, here you go. Hey, we're trying, just to keep him mentally engaged. And I think there was some times last year where you watched some games, you felt like he was frustrated that the ball hadn't come his way in the first quarter or the first half. And he's had enough of that, I'm guessing. And, between that and maybe he's already asked for a new contract or a spicing up of the contract of Seattle, and he didn't like the answer he got there. Maybe that's what's all led to this point. But, yeah, crazy day. Did not think this was going to be happening. I really didn't, especially after John Schneider's answer last week. I kind of put it back in my back part of my brain again, was like, all right, this is done. This won't happen.
Well, that shows that you weren't reading PFT over the weekend, because we had a story about this Packers possibility for DK Metcalf, and the chatter there was that they would send their first round pick, I believe it's 23rd overall, plus one of their young receivers that hasn't quite panned out the way they'd hoped, like a Romeo Doubs, to the Seattle Seahawks for DK Metcalf. And that's the other side of it. What would the Seahawks want? My first thought was, when you look at Deebo Samuel going for a 5 and Metcalf's going to want a big contract, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's realistic to expect a 3. But Diana Rossini of The Athletic just reported, and this comes from Pete, who's plugging it into the document as we do it, that the Seahawks want a 1 and a 3. Now, that may be the opening price, a 1 and a 3, and DK wants $30 million a year. I don't think a 1 and a 3.
I give DK $30 million a year.
Maybe it's going to happen.
Maybe a late first.
Metcalf's round pick. I would. $1 million a year. They're paying fucking Higgins is going to make almost $1 million from Cincinnati. DJ Metcalf's better than him. DK, excuse me.
If you got to pick like where the Packers are, maybe I do think DK Metcalf is substantially better than Deebo Samuel. There's more that you could do in the offense, or yes, there's more you can do with DK Metcalf as the pure wide receiver, and he's more of a dangerous threat that way. And he's a guy that does change coverages at times, because it's like, wait, we're a team that's got 2 small corners. Oh, no, our small corner's going to get run over by DK Metcalf. We better help him out a little bit. Or, hey, he can still fly, as we know, and he can just beat us deep. So it's a second down or third down and long. We got to protect against him going deep and doing that. We know that's not an issue with Deebo Samuel. So that's where it puts him in a little bit different stratosphere. You're going to be able to watch film on DK Metcalf as compared to Deebo Samuel and go, damn, no, he can still run away from people. He can still do special things with the ball in his hands. And I think that's where they'll be able to command it. I don't know if they can get that first rounder, but I would think first, maybe late first, second rounder, they might be able to do that for a guy.
I want to check out this Joey Bosa breaking news as well. Wow, I didn't see these guys getting released, man, or traded. He's in the final year of a 2-year, $40 million deal. He was beat up this year. That's probably why. But when he's healthy, man, him and his brother are 2 of the best defensive linemen on the planet. Wow. Moves everywhere. I don't know why the Chargers did that. I don't get it. Why wouldn't they trade these guys? Why do you release players instead of trying to trade them? You might as well get something for them.
And dead money. Joey Bosa. We've got
breaking news out of the NFL where the Chargers have released Pro Bowl edge rusher Joey Bosa. He was entering the final season of a 2-year, $40 million deal and was due $12.4 million roster bonus on March 12th. Bosa spent his entire 9-year career with the Bolts and has racked up the second most sacks in franchise history. The move will clear just over $25 million in cap space for next season, with Los Angeles holding just over $11 million in dead money. We now welcome in CBS Sports League NFL insider Jonathan Jones on the heel of the breaking news out of LA. And JJ,
they must not think
we
he's
know
going to be
fellow
healthy.
pass rusher Khalil Mack set to hit free agency here in a couple of weeks. Bosa still had another year on his deal. So why here? Why now for LA?
So, Kiana, actually, I was out in LA.
Khalil Mack's going to be a free agent. Why would they do this?
To Joey Bosa about his contract situation. This was always set up to be something where, frankly, this was probably going to be his last season with the Chargers this past season. He knew it. Looking at his contract, you had to know it. He really had to have one of the better seasons of his career in order to remain with the Chargers. And so with that backdrop, we can say that it is no surprise that Joey Bosa is not continuing with the Chargers. He did tell me that he wanted to continue his career with them, that he only wanted to play for one team, but of course that is not going to happen. He also told me then that he saw his career, if it ended after the 2024 season with the Chargers, he would want to go elsewhere. Obviously, the first place that you could think of would be staying in the state with his brother and joining the San Francisco 49ers. But now Bosa is a free agent. He can sign anywhere that he wishes to. Obviously, again, it has been anticipated for Bosa, for his representation for some time.
Joey Bosa, he was entering the final season of a 2-year, $40 million deal and was due $12.4 million roster bonus on March 12th. Bosa spent his entire 9-year career with the Bolts and racked up the second most sacks in franchise history. The move will clear just over $25 million in cap space for next season, with Los Angeles holding just over $11 million in dead money. We now bring in CBS Sports NFL analyst Brian McFadden on the heels of the news out in LA. And B-Mac, we know that Joey frees up over $25 million in cap space for LA, and so we understand the why. But now I want to know, what does this move say about the potential direction maybe the Chargers are looking to go? Getting rid of one of their star pass rushers, are they starting to look maybe offense this offseason?
Yeah, I think when you look at this move, clearly this was kind of expected with Joey Bosa. The last 3 seasons, Kiana, only 18 starts. He's been more injured than healthy. You talked about the cap number that was associated with him going into the final year of his deal with the Chargers. Financially speaking, this made sense for them. So I feel like the Chargers under this new regime with Coach Harbaugh and his new staff, going into year 2, they're trying to add some young legs to what they do on the defensive side, especially in terms of edge rushing. Finding a way to get youthful movements going throughout the locker room and being able to be very, very consistent and disruptive on the defensive end. I mean, Joey had an outstanding career for the Chargers, but it's safe to say, I think, separating in terms of both sides is probably the best situation right now for Joey Bosa, because I do believe there will be a market for him. I don't consider him to be an elite pass rusher, but if you're talking about adding him to a defense that clearly needs some consistent pass rushing ability, he can provide that.
I want to dive into that market for him in just a moment, but just to build off of what you said, missed 23 games across his last 3 seasons. We know injuries have been a big issue for him as of late, but you think about the Chargers having a guy like Khalil Mack on their roster set to become a free agent. What do you think this move maybe means for his future in LA?
I mean, it looks like moving on from Joey Bosa makes signing Khalil Mack even a bigger factor, more important, because you don't want to lose both bookend edge rushers. Khalil Mack has been more durable. He's been more consistent because he's been on the football field than Joey Bosa. But he is older as well in terms of, in his 30s. So if you're able to maybe bring back Khalil Mack and, like I said, still add some youth towards what you're doing when you're rushing the passer, it really helps because he can have an opportunity to help learn and educate whoever that young opposite edge rusher is he's working with. But in today's NFL world, when you think you know, Kiana, you do not know. Only the Chargers know exactly what they're going to do with Khalil Mack in terms of retaining him or maybe allowing him to test the waters.
Yeah, he's coming off his 9th season with the Chargers, 5-time Pro Bowler, had 5 or more sacks in 8 of those 9 seasons, eclipsed 50-plus sacks faster than any other Charger in franchise history. We talked about he has dealt with some injuries, but now I got to ask you, what team might need Bosa? I mean, he's still got some juice in the tank. Let's not say that he doesn't, but what team might need him the most?
Yeah, you talk about still having juice in the tank. I think he will be 30 in July. So he's still fairly young in terms of his position. He just has to find a way to stay healthy. But the first team that I thought about hearing Joey was released by the Chargers is the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they have some other factors they need to worry about in terms of finances when you look at Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson. But seeing Sam Herbert just released,
you can help the Bengals, boy.
You need to find a way to improve your defense. The reason why this move makes sense for Joey Bosa, Kiana, is because I don't think he has the financial leverage like some of the other high-level pass rushers could have in terms of his inability to stay healthy, as I stated.
They already have Hendrickson in Cincinnati. Bosa in Cincinnati could be very scary.
Year, it was 2021. Hey, I was 25 then. Now I'm 43. So a lot of time has passed since he's played a full season. So you might be able to get Joey Bosa if you're the Cincinnati Bengals in a more team-friendly deal when you look at their finances and knowing you have to allocate money to other areas on your football team with guys that are looking to get a new deal sooner than later.
That was those B-Mac prime years right there, back when he was 25. But you bring up the Bengals. I was hoping and just wondering if you were maybe going to bring up maybe a reunion, played at Ohio State with his little brother. Could there be a reunion in the Bay Area? Just asking. Just saying.
You never know. I mean, anything about having 2 Bosas on your team, you should be in good hands. So who knows what San Francisco could do? Because if you can pair him up with his younger brother and Nick Bosa, oh man, just think about the marketing deals. Bosa, Bosa and company. There's a lot of different slogans.
San Fran, go play with his brother. That could be scary too. Nick and Joey Bosa on the same defensive line. That'll make you a ton of money too. If you're the 49ers, that's not a bad idea. You'll make money just on the merchandise.
For Joey Bosa to play alongside his brother, Nick Bosa.
I'm just trying to make sense of the situation. He's now becoming a free agent, some landing spots.
Bosa Brothers Construction.
I'm saying Bosa's in the bench, the prime years of B-Mac. We need a 3. They only reached 50, taking his talent.
So right now they're saying Joey Bosa to the Bengals potentially, or to the Niners potentially. He was so beat up last year, it's hard to say. But he's got almost 80 career sacks in 9 years. Pretty good numbers. And I'm sure when you look at his other statistics, I'm sure he's got some turnovers in there. Both Bosa brothers can play. No doubt about it. We got a big UFC card this weekend. I'm looking forward to. We also got Celtics versus Lakers this weekend, same night. I'll probably do the Celtics game and then go over to the UFC because that's a big game this weekend. Big game. The Lakers have been playing well. Celtics have been playing well too, and they've been playing through a lot of injuries. Celtics got a tough stretch coming up. They got to play 7 games in 11 nights. It started last night. Last night, a record was broke. 2 Celtics players scored 40 points. First time 2 Celtics players have scored over 40 points ever. Do you guys know who the 2 players were? Today's trivia. The Celtics broke a record last night for the first time. They had 2 players with over 40 points. Who are the 2 players? Let me know in the chat. We got a big UFC card this weekend. Pereira versus Ankalaev. Gaethje versus Fiziev. I want to look at the undercard a little bit. I want to hear what the pros think today a little bit. Jalen Turner versus Barramundes. Lemos versus the other Asian broad, Brazilian broad. Bobby Green fights. Curtis Blades fights. Not a bad card. I've seen better. I've seen worse. UFC's got to do something about the eye pokes. Okay. Well, then just get out of it. Bye-bye. White and Pritchard, Crispy, correct. You remembered. When you ask that question 20 years from now, not many people will get it right, I don't think. I might not even get it right if I forget who it was. Yup, White and Pritchard. First two Celtics to ever score 40 points in the same game. 20 years from now, people are going to be like Bird, McHale, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Antoine Walker, Tatum, Brown, Tatum, Kyrie, Brown, Kyrie. People won't get that question right down the line. That's a good sports trivia question, I think. So I want to see what the pros think about this fight coming up between Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. Well, you guys listen with me. Who do you guys think will win in that fight? Alex Pereira or Magomed Ankalaev? Any of my UFC heads?
Fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
We got the Celtics tonight against the 76ers. I'm going to cover that game tonight. And maybe some Michigan State. We'll see. Let's see what the pros have to say about this fight coming up.
The latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Oh, man. That one's risky. And if Magomed comes out there and he tries to strike with Alex Pereira, which I feel like he might, then it's going to be, I think, a bad night for him. But if he comes out, wrestles him, zaps his arms, forces him, maybe gets takedowns, not to just hold him down and not to just ride him, but take him down, make him work up. Take him down, make him work up.
Oh, it's fun,
Put him against the fence, pin his arms, take a little bit of explosiveness out of his arms. I think Magomed could win, but I'm pushing for Alex Pereira to win.
Do you think Pereira wins, though?
I think it depends on Magomed's game plan.
Yep.
Magomed's game plan. And again, we were sitting next to Alex Pereira at UFC, the last UFC, and his fists are as big as my head. His fists are as big as my head. He's got like these big wrists and these big joints. Like, you can see why he thuds so hard. So one shot from Pereira and the whole thing can change. So I think Pereira's going to win.
What's the date of the fight? March 8th. It's that 313 card. It's the main event.
Okay. I'm going with Alex, man. I definitely think Magomed could get it done, or whatever his name. I think he could get it done with his wrestling, but I saw with him against Jan Blachowicz. I'm just not impressed with him, man. I actually thought Jan won the fight. I'm just not impressed with him. I think Alex could get it done. If you tell me that he takes Alex down and rides him out for 4 rounds, I could see it, but I'm picking Alex.
Oh man, I stopped going against Pereira a long time ago. I think he can beat anybody. Doesn't matter if it's a wrestler or a striker. It's hard to go against Alex, so I would just pick Alex. But it's a tough fight.
They are, but
to fight up to date.
Pereira's deadly.
Ankalaev can win this fight so easily, but I'm sure.
See, the thing is, it depends where this fight takes place. If it's on the ground, Ankalaev should be able to win pretty easily. But Ankalaev said he's going to fight Pereira standing up. He said he's not going to wrestle him. He's going to go at him. He could be full of shit. If it's a stand-up fight, I don't think Pereira loses. He fucking knocks everyone and their mother out. Until he shows me otherwise, I mean, I kind of don't. How do you bet against him? His hands are fucking nuclear. He just puts people to sleep. But if it becomes a wrestling match, I think Ankalaev could do it.
Everyone's seen the interview where he talks about how he's going to knock him out. So that doesn't give me much hope. But if he just goes down and wrestles, I think he can beat Pereira relatively easily.
Okay. Well, he doesn't really wrestle that much. I guess he has wrestling, but he does. It seemed like, for example, in the Rakic fight, I think he just stood and traded with him. But you're right. Like, if he decides to do that against Pereira, that's probably a terrible idea, right?
Yeah. So
we'll have to see how that one goes. But yeah. do you think Ankalaev can beat him, or do you think Pereira will still have his number? Because the fight starts standing, right?
I think if Ankalaev tries to strike with him, I think Pereira will beat him. We'll probably knock him out. But if he grapples him, I think he can easily beat Pereira.
What do you think's more likely to happen?
I mean, based on his interview, I'd say he's going to stand and trade with him.
Yeah.
Unless he's just saying that, which I would give him kudos for that. Just to sell the fight and go out and make everyone pissed.
Ooh, I think of Pereira.
I'm not a Pereira fan either, John. Believe it or not. I don't like guys that can only do one thing. But boy, he fucking, until he gets exposed, I can't go against him.
And I'm a big fan of Pereira, so I gotta go with him.
Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira is gonna knock him out with the left hook.
That's a good one. I see Ankalaev being the winner there. But once again, it's an interesting fight, right? Because Ankalaev has a different skill set as well. He can strike, but also he can grapple. Alex Pereira has his skill set. So we'll see. It's an interesting dynamic because Ankalaev is also a big guy. That's not like someone who's small for the weight division. That's a big guy. He fits right into that 205 category. So we'll see.
It kind of depends on Magomed, to be honest, because if he's been saying he wants to stand up with Pereira, I mean, you're standing up with a world champion kickboxer. I still think even in that department, he is a great threat, but I just don't think that's his most efficient path to victory. So if he decides to stand, it's 50-50. Or I would lean to, or not even that, I would lean towards Pereira. If he mixes it up and it's the fight it's supposed to be for Ankalaev, I think he wins. Final pick, Ankalaev by decision. By decision.
And I don't know. I've seen. I've actually done some cross training at Extreme Couture, and this was like a year and a half ago or so. It was a while ago. But I saw Ankalaev, kind of spar in person, and he's a scary dude, man. That's such a toss up. I mean, prior fights want to tell me Pereira, but I don't know, man. That's a tough one to call. I'm a big fan of both of those guys.
Sounds like a lot of the pros like Pereira. We shall see. I think Pereira gets it done. I think Ankalaev's going to get caught with something. Ankalaev's been popping a lot of shit. Might want to rethink all that shit talking. But it will be a good fight. I got Gaethje over Fiziev. I don't think that will be anything surprising. What else is going on in sports today? Where'd my ESPN page go? Son of a bitch. I think that's it. We're going to cover the Celtics game tonight against the Sixers. See if I can get any information on that game yet. Oh boy. Celtics got a whole gang of guys out tonight. They got to get these guys some rest. They're going to be resting a couple guys every night on this trip coming up. So right now for the Philadelphia 76ers, no Tyrese Maxey, no Kyle Lowry. Joel Embiid is out for the year. And Paul George and Justin Edwards are game time decisions. For the Celtics tonight, as of right now, Al Horford's out. Drew Holiday out again. Kristaps Porzingis out again. Jaylen Brown going to get a night off. Sam Hauser, game time decision. So it looks like Tatum will be back in the lineup tonight. No Brown, no Porzingis, no Holiday, no Horford. Celtics should still be able to pull out a win. Looking at the 76ers roster for tonight. What the fuck is here? Yeah, he was awesome. He's one of the GOATs. George St. Pierre's up there. He's an all-time great. But I think the UFC has gotten much better. The quality of the fighters is much better. Lakers play the Knicks 10 o'clock p.m. tonight. Houston's got New Orleans at 8. Golden State at Brooklyn at 7:30, as well as Indiana and Atlanta. Chicago, Orlando at 7. Celtics, Sixers at 7:30. We will be covering that Celtics game most likely. Let's see what's going on with men's college basketball today. The only ranked game, Michigan State versus Iowa. We'll swing between that and the Celtics game probably tonight. I got to run some errands. I got some shit to do around the house. I will see you guys tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe to Nate's Live Talk. If you want to be part of the giveaway, you have to be a subscriber. You have to send your bracket for March Madness to Nate's Live Talk at yahoo.com with your name written on it. The winner I will get back in touch with via email to send them their prize. We'll be back around 7:30 tonight for Celtics 76ers live play-by-play. And we'll talk sports during the game if you guys want. I will check you guys out tonight. Peace.